Hello! So excited to have you here and talk about heartache and when does it get better? When I got this question in my group. Um, when does the heartache end? When does it get better? When can we look forward to the emotional pain stopping? Hello, my name is Denise Kavalauskas, and I am a women's transformational love coach helping you heal from narcissistic relationships, toxic relationships, abusive relationships. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to get over the breakup, how to get through the breakup, how to stop the emotional pain. It's so common when we fall in love that we're so fully invested, especially when we're talking about falling in love with these toxic people. Of course, you didn't know that. Usually what I see is the person who is not the narcissist is actually very sensitive, even empathic, and takes, wears the heart on their sleeve and takes everything, the way it is. And so they fall deeply, madly in love with this person. And then when it's finally over, there's been a lot of steps of being hurt first, but when it's finally over, they feel crushed. Like their world has been turned upside down. And so that's extremely hurtful. That's very sad. And any breakup takes time to get through and get over, to get to the other side. But I feel like, especially when you find out that that person, the truth about that person, that's a whole other video. So I'm going to share with you my experience and how I got through the heartache. So if you don't know my story, I was married for 22 years to a very toxic person. I have 2 kids with him, and I when we got together, I was very young, 19 years old, married at 21. We stayed married until I was 42. That's when I finally left him for the last time. And then we divorced when I was 43. So altogether we were married 22 years. We were together 2 years before that. And I, like I said, I was very young, very sensitive, fell madly in love with him, and wanted a family, wanted to, this was forever. And so in the first trimester of my pregnancy, I found out that I had tested positive for an STD. As crushing as that may sound, I ignored that truth and dismissed it, didn't want to believe what was really happening. My daughter and son are exactly 1 year and a day apart. And so 1 year later, I was pregnant again, or, I had my son again. And so during that pregnancy, I again tested positive for the same STD. So that's just an example of the toxicity that's in these types of relationships. So now, moving forward, madly in love. Now we have 2 kids together. So I was so fully invested and wanted to keep our family together. And literally that was like my end all be all. Like there was no other husband. There was no other family. There was no other life besides the one that I had. And I tried so hard to keep our family together. And so that involved me sacrificing so much of me because my goal was to keep us together. That was my goal, my main goal, to keep our family together, right? Didn't want a broken family, didn't want, weekend dad, didn't want my kids to go through that. So long story short, I went through a lot of heartbreak during the relationship. So I cried a lot. I was hurt a lot. I just a lot of trials, tribulations, traumas, and dramas, a lot. So by the time that I left at 42 years old, I was done. at a point where I was like, goodbye, I'm ready to do this. I moved 3 states away with nothing but a futon couch and an air mattress, came here to North Carolina. And I really didn't feel like I was going through a breakup, meaning I wasn't crying, heartbroken, oh my God, I want him back. I wasn't feeling that at all. I was ready to move on, ready to go out there in the world, ready to date, ready to see what's out there. And here's what happened. Because I didn't face those emotions, all of those emotions, 22 years of those emotions, and all the times that I had been hurt before, because I wasn't willing to face those, they lingered, they stayed. And so what happened is that I went out into the dating world, and not only did I attract the same type of person as my ex, but I wasn't myself. I wasn't honoring myself. I wasn't loving myself. I wasn't making myself a priority. I was abusing myself. And so eventually it came to a point where I had to face the past. I had to face those emotions from the past. I had to deal with it so that I could get through this heartache and get to the other side so that I could have a healthy relationship. But not everybody goes through a breakup like that. A lot of people they take that emotional pain and they suffer with it, and they don't know how to get rid of it. And breaking up is sometimes it feels literally physically pain. It hurts so much. It hurts so much inside. It hurts so much outside. And it's like, what can I do? So you try to put on music and dance, or you try to go out with your friends, and it just feels different. It feels different. It's not the same. And they say, oh, time heals all wounds and you'll get through it and this and that, which it does to a certain extent. But when you're in that pain, you just want it to go away. Just how can you make it go away? And I wish I had a magic pill to give to you. I wish I had an answer for you that involved do this one thing and it'll all go away. I wish I had that, but I don't. But here's what I do have for you. When you've been in this type of a relationship where you've given yourself up, literally, mind, body, and soul, your identity, everything was wrapped up into this relationship. Because I remember I used to introduce myself as his wife and their mom. I'm, so-and-so's wife. I never said, I'm Denise. I said, I'm so-and-so's wife. I'm so-and-so's mom. I never said, I'm Denise and say my last name. I would say, I'm their mom. I'm his wife. Then I'd say my name. The first thing that I want you to start doing, and this will ease yourself, is I want you to honor you. I want you to start giving yourself the love and attention that you deserved in that relationship. I want you to write yourself beautiful love letters. I want you to buy yourself flowers. I want you to treat yourself so amazing. I want you to do all the things that you wish somebody else would have done for you. Do it for yourself. Here's what happens when you do that. When you start to make yourself a priority, when you start to treat yourself so good, then you feel better. The ache starts to slowly dissipate and go away. And you realize that this is how it should have been all along. Because when you honor yourself that much and you make yourself a priority, people respect you and they honor you, right? So there wouldn't be a toxic relationship if you had done this in the beginning. And no shame and no blame, no judging you either. I love you and I know what you're going through because you are the old version of me. But here's the good news. I'm the new version of you. So I say that with 100% complete love. I know what you're going through. But I also know that when you make yourself a priority and you start to do these things for yourself, write yourself love letters, buy yourself flowers, or one flower, Treat yourself to nice dinners. Talk to yourself really kind. Look at yourself in the mirror and point out the beautiful, amazing things you. First of all, you're strong. I want you to know that. I want you to know how freaking strong you are for surviving that relationship. You're so strong. You're so beautiful. You're so worthy. You deserve to be here. You deserve to have love. And you will. But you have to love yourself first in order for other people to love and respect you. You have to love and respect yourself first in order for that to happen. Nobody's going to love and respect somebody who doesn't love and respect themselves, right? It makes sense. So this is the process that you have to do. So when does the heartache start to get better? When does the heartache end? When you decide to make yourself a priority. You're very invested still in that past relationship. You're still very invested in the dream that you thought was going to, the ending of the dream that you thought it was going to be. We all have this dream when we're little girls. We're all going to get married. We're going to walk down the aisle in that beautiful white dress. We're going to marry the man of our dreams. And we're going to have the house and the white picket fence, and everything's just going to be great. And this is what you think going in. And then when things don't turn out the way that you believe them from being a little girl, there's such a heartbreak. There's such a heartache. There's such a disappointment. And you feel like, will it ever happen? Will I ever get that? Will it ever happen for me? What's wrong with me? Why do I keep getting into these types of relationships? Why do I keep attracting these types of men? There's nothing wrong with you, honey. Nothing at all. You're so amazing. You're so beautiful. You're so strong. The only thing that you need to do is love yourself. When you love yourself completely, when you respect yourself completely, other people will do the same. And if you come across somebody who doesn't, you will love yourself enough to hold yourself up to a higher standard and set a strong boundary and let that person know that behavior is unacceptable. You won't talk to me like that. You won't treat me like that. Or that person won't be in your life anymore because you chose that, because you made that choice, because you made that decision, because you love yourself so much and you respect yourself so much that you don't put up with that crap anymore. That's the past. And I get it because I used to be that person. I used to be the people pleaser. I used to walk on eggshells. I used to do all those things I just described to you until I started to love myself and respect myself. And once I did that, everybody around me loved and respected me. And the ones who didn't fell away. Goodbye. Like, I can love you from a distance. I don't need you in my life. If you can't respect me and love me, stay over there. And the other thing is the people that are meant to be in your life, like close to you in your life, they'll be there. And the people who weren't, maybe they came in for a reason or a season, they will fall away. Sometimes that's family members. So I hope that this video helped you. I hope it gave you some value. Please smash that like button if it did. Comment below if any of this resonated with you, if any emotions came up. If you have any topics that you'd like me to cover, you can also put that in the comments below. I would love to copy and paste your exact words and create a YouTube video for you. And lastly, subscribe if you want to hear more of these videos just like this on topics around healing from narcissistic relationships, healing from abusive relationships, healing from these toxic relationships and these toxic men, and healing from the cycles of the repeated cycles of toxic people in your life. All right, my loves, have an amazing day. I'll see you on the next video.